All right, YouTube family, what's up? It's been a while since we made a video last because of the COVID. We're just trying to practice social distancing, have everyone safe, clean. Um, yeah, so it's been a while. Hopefully, we can make it fun for everyone, have something to watch so you could pass time. And we're going to kick it off right now with a few topics regarding the NFL. It's been huge news. There's huge news out there. So first topic, Tommy
Patriots.
Boy to the Bucks. Let's
Patriots
get
are
it.
done.
All right.
Oh,
So
man.
we'll break it down. Let's talk about Tom Brady going to the Bucks. Did you guys expect that?
Yes.
No,
Yes.
we
I've
did
been
not. Tom
calling
Brady
that.
should still be a New England Patriot if you ask me, but that was a good move.
But you guys are a terrible organization when it comes to players.
You are bugging. We're not
Yeah, this
terrible.
guy-
We are just
You
like
guys have
we're
no
financially
loyalty.
conscious, okay? Like we know
No
All
what's
right,
going
one at a
on.
time,
with
one
your
at a
players.
time, one at a time, one at a time, one at a time, guys.
Loyalty, first of all, you're talking about somebody that's been there for 20 years. Loyalty.
He's loyal, not you guys.
Second, all right, they didn't give him help when they needed to give him help or build a team around him. It was always the defense, Bill Belichick. But how you going to say that when it's just been success for us? You can say something about it if
They
we
said they
haven't
didn't
been
even try to
successful.
bring him back.
But no. But you have to understand the circumstances, right? If he wanted $50 million, we don't have the cap space for that. And
Right.
if Brady didn't want to leave, trust me, he would still be a Patriot. Kraft would have worked it out. I think Brady wanted a new chapter in his life. I think he wanted something different. He wanted to get off the kind of the shadow of, the Brady versus Belichick, who's the chicken or the egg, which came first, So I think they both want to venture off to their own ways, and Brady wanted to go somewhere to kind of prove that he can be a winning quarterback without Bill. And also just give 20 years is a long time, guys. 20 years. He gave the organization everything, 6 Super Bowls. I mean, come on, man. As Patriot fan, you can't be mad. I know, Mike, you can understand it a little bit as much as it hurts. I mean, it wasn't bad enough the world's falling apart that we lose Brady on top of it. I mean, it was just another scar on top of a messed up month and a week, whatever. But listen, wish him all the best. I mean, he gave us everything, 6 championships. Couldn't ask for more. Come on, 6th-round pick.
Yeah, I mean, think about it, right? Like, I get it. Like, I get why he left. Like, it all makes sense. But, like, say we're not loyal as an organization. Like, we try to go and get Antonio Brown. It's like we didn't pay the guy. Like, something crazy happened. How are we supposed to be able to control any of that happens in that situation? Like, if he still has AB, like, is he still a New England Patriot? Who knows, right? And, like, the cap space makes sense. It's like there's a whole, I think they said this morning, like $100 million, something like that, in cap space that we'll have for next season, or that we're going to free up. Like, who knows what's going to happen? People are saying Deshaun Watson is going to be the next Patriots quarterback. Like, he gave us 20 years. We gave him 20 years. We put him in the position to win 6 Super Bowls. He played on the field and executed to win those championships. But Bill put him in that position to do that work. So now it's like time to compete. And like, I get that. Like, that's cool. Like, I'll take that. I want him to still be a Patriot, but there's no, love lost for us and Tom Brady. Like, look, we took out a full-page ad in a news outlet in Florida. Who does that? To say thank you. And we're not loyal. We're loyal. And we're going to take care of it. And it's going to be nice to see him play. And I hope he wins the Super Bowl. Like, that would be dope this year. And after that, I don't know, because the Super Bowl's in Tampa this year. And personally, I would love to see that be as history made. And he's still a New England Patriot to everybody else. So it's just another thing that Tom Brady did.
The middle finger. He's like, I'm out.
This is another thing that he did. That'll just be great for everyone to watch. And Giants fans will still be hating even when he does that, so it don't matter.
You just can't keep the Giants out of your mouth.
Listen, what about your loyalty of Eli? Come on, 2 years of sitting in the bench, paying him $24 million. What good did that do? But you hurt his legacy a little bit even more, because now people are going to remember him for his last 2 years of, basically sitting on the bench and holding the franchise back. I mean, he's leaving on top, and still he won 12 games. I mean, everybody knew that he had everybody's talking about the weapons on the offensive side. It was more his line. They lost their center in the beginning of the year. His left tackle didn't come back till the 8th, 9th game of the season. But you know what? In the end of the time, 20 years, guys. 20 years is, I think, more than enough to be with a franchise, 6 Super Bowls. He's going to be a Patriot for life. I don't care how many he can win the next 3 years with Tampa, win 3 Super Bowls. In the end, trust me, 10, 20 years down the line, when you guys think Tom Brady, TB12, is going to be associated with the sweatshirt right there Mike is wearing. You know what I mean? Simple.
That's right.
And so that's all nice and stuff. But what I'm trying to get at is, who would have thought that he would have gone to the Bucks? Honestly, I thought he was going to, if anything, if he was not going to leave New England, I thought he was going to go to the Chargers. Tennessee was, I really didn't believe that, but I thought Chargers was going to come out on top. So that was shocking. Mobashir, you're the one that called earlier that he was going to go to the Bucks. So that was very interesting. First,
look at the weapons. Like, he just, as a QB, after not having that.
Is that why you made the prediction earlier?
Yeah, and
I'm
if you look at Tampa,
because almost a month ago or so, you're like, the Bucks. I was like, where's this guy coming from with the Bucks? I'm interested.
Because their defense is on the rise. If you watched them play last year, and then they were in a lot of close games. So if Winston didn't turn over all those, if he didn't throw all those picks, they would have won a lot of games last year. So I think for Brady to see that, it's a no-brainer. Plus, the Chargers is a way tougher division. The Bucks, you just gotta look for Breeze.
Well,
Teddy's there now, though. Teddy Bridgewater's over there now.
Yeah, but it's a new system for him, so I don't really.
The Falcons got better. They just picked up.
I don't trust Matt Ryan.
They picked up Gurley. I mean, even though his knees are kind of banged up, but we'll see.
This has been the craziest free agency. I feel like everybody's moving. There's so many dynasties ending. And I really feel like, I told you guys in the group chat, we were talking before, I feel like now that they see the weakness with the Patriots a little bit, I feel like everybody's like, yo, we got a chance. Brady and Belichick are apart. Let's go for it.
Oh, yeah. The Bills been making moves. The Dolphins been making moves.
Dolphins. Oh, my. You saw the amount of money they spent? They had the stats on? Spend money.
So what's the prediction for the Bucks this coming season? Where do you guys see how far they're going?
AFC Championship.
What?
NFC.
Wait, NFC, you mean?
My bad. NFC Championship, easy. That's not.
You think?
Easily. Bro, why not? What stops them from?
All right, you got NFC. I think is the harder conference. You got Seattle Seahawks. You got the 49ers. We'll talk about Arizona Cardinals getting DeAndre Hopkins. Look at that. They're in one division. You got those 3 teams, and you got the Rams, which I'm assuming they're going to get better. You got Eagles. You got Cowboys. What else? I could name other teams too.
Okay,
that's
Cowboys,
the division itself.
Y'all can name 1,000 teams.
Yeah, you got to get through it.
Tom Brady is gonna be with Mike Evans and Godwin. That alone, with no draft picks, no retooled offensive line, that's 4 wins automatically. People say Tom Brady can't throw the deep ball. Mike Evans was torching people last year. Jameis Winston just sucks. He overthrew him, missed throws. If Tom Brady can get on the same page with Julian Edelman and Antonio Brown, he got in tune with this guy in 3 practices. He's going to have a whole offseason to get in line with Mike Evans, who's one of the biggest, best wide receivers in the game right now. He just had a trash team. Who here would pick Mike Evans on their fantasy team?
Hold on. Did you see when they had Fitzpatrick in there, who have their backup? Mike Evans was torching it in fantasy. And then Winston, I'm telling you, Winston had a problem with Evans because he didn't utilize him the way he should have. That team is going to be built, but it's going to depend on the draft. But there's too many good teams. I mean, in the AFC, at least he doesn't have to see Patrick Mahomes and, you know what I mean?
Lamar Jackson.
Yep,
so
exactly.
I think AFC have the 2 strongest teams, in my opinion, but NFC is pretty packed. Cowboys are going to fall on themselves. That's not a given. They're going to just mess up themselves. Breeze, I mean, the Saints look like they're cursed every year. Some out of the blue thing happens that they fall apart. Cardinals are still a young team, even with DeAndre Hopkins, and all that. I don't think the O-line is very weak. You know what I mean? The Rams are done. You heard it from me right here. Rams are done. That team is done. They are not the Rams that they were killing. After that Super Bowl, something happened with that team. There was a shock going through it. You lost your MVP and Gurley. Now that's in the Falcons. The Rams are done. Now you got left with San Francisco that just lost Emmanuel Sanders. You know what I mean? They're losing some pieces on their offense. They have to draft a wide receiver. So all the teams you named, Cena, they have holes. But if you plug in Tom Brady in that offense, they still need pieces. Don't get me wrong. NFC Championship is a stretch, but if they can have a good draft, which they have good draft picks, if they can put some more weapons around him, or the talk is that AB might, if he gets reinstated, goes there. Now you're talking about a young, Mubashir mentioned, a young upcoming defense that was playing way better than the numbers indicated last year. They got another year under the belt. Why not? I mean, Tom Brady's the magic man. I mean, you're talking
about definitely interesting this year.
6-time Super Bowl is going to go there. He's taking over the offense.
Because even last year, there was like a race for that number 1 seed till like the last week.
Yeah, exactly, man. I'm telling you. That's it. NFC Championship.
Okay.
Potential to go to the Super Bowl. Tampa's going to make history.
If they can get that 1 seed and play like in Tampa all the way till the Super Bowl.
It's over, bro.
That'll be history.
You have to think about it. Also, like, the story's perfect, right? Like, for the NFL right now with everything going on. Like, you have the chance for a legendary greatest of all time quarterback to take the first team ever to the Super Bowl that's done at home and win a championship with the Bucs with a team that was, like, kind of under scrutiny. What Bruce Arians, like, come on, bro. It's like the perfect football story. Like, someone's going to write a 30 for 30 on it 15, 20 years from now. And like that's what sports entertainment needs right now. Like, just based off that, not even talent. Like, that's where the potential comes from. That's what I'm calling it, at least.
All right, so I'm gonna read you guys the schedule for the Buccaneers, and we'll predict.
They got one game.
What their record will be. What their record will be. All right.
Okay, hold on. Let me get my phone.
I'll just tally off, and you guys tell me win or loss. At Atlanta.
Win.
Okay.
Win.
At Carolina.
Win.
All right. At the Bears.
Win.
Win.
At the Broncos.
Win.
Are you sure about that?
Yes.
Where
he used to
Tom
Brady.
Tom Brady's not good. Look at his record at Mile High. He doesn't have a good record.
But with these weapons,
who's in Denver?
Denver, they just picked up this guy, Melvin Gordon. They got Drew Lock coming up. They got a few guys.
You're still talking about a young quarterback. You're still talking
about Denver always plays good. And
but that defense
Miller,
is deflated. That defense is deflated.
Bro, they lost Chris Harris.
They're not the same defense.
And they don't have
that
a secondary
defense is weak.
I'm telling you, this Bucs defense is like, we got Brady on our side.
All right. So you guys are saying win at Broncos?
Yes.
All right. That's Lions, I'll say win also. Saints? At the Saints.
That could be a loss.
At Saints.
At the Dome, that's a loss.
Okay. At Giants.
Win.
That's win.
That's a loss.
Yeah, okay.
Mubashir, you're bugging. That's a win.
At the Raiders.
Win.
All
right.
Easy.
Home at with Falcons.
Win.
Okay. Home with Panthers.
Win.
Okay. Home.
Yo, do they have the easiest schedule?
Home with the Saints.
Loss again.
Win. They're gonna win. No, at home they're gonna win. He has to equal it out. If they're gonna win,
I think they lose. I think they lose.
Okay. Let's see. Home with the Packers.
They lose that game.
Lose game.
Okay. Home with the Vikings.
Win.
You think so?
Vikings.
You think so?
No, they're not going to lose 3 in a row. They're not going to lose 3 in a row.
Yeah, I do.
After Saints and after the Packers.
They're beating the Vikings.
They're beating the Vikings. They're winning that Vikings game.
All right, so you guys are telling me they're going to win the Vikings?
Yes.
Okay. At the Chiefs.
Loss.
At the Chargers.
Win.
And then at the Rams.
Win.
Okay.
Win.
So win. That's 12-4. So 12 wins versus 7-9. Yeah, I could see that. I mean, I don't know about 12. I don't know about 12 because it's the NFL.
Things happen.
You don't think Tom Brady's worth 5 extra wins for any team in the NFL?
I think more than Tom Brady, Mubashir's point, that defense in the second year after how they ended last year, I think that defense is alone going to have 2 to 3 wins themselves.
They're going to have a lot more confidence.
Exactly. And then Brady is another 2 to 3 wins. That is the difference. If they're
going to be on the field less.
They're going to compete. They're going to compete real hard. And I'm telling you, that defense, like Mubashir said, that defense is what's going to give them the extra 2 to 3 wins. And Tom Brady's 2 to 3, that's 6. Right there.
So, Chris Godwin is a guaranteed top 5 receiver, and Mike Evans guaranteed top 2.
Yep.
So you guys are saying 12-4 wins the conference?
Yeah.
12 wins the conference.
Yeah, 12-4.
I still say that Saints back when they're gonna lose at the Dome, but I think that Saints game's a win at home. I think they're gonna be more 13-3. But you gotta understand, it's gonna be 17 games this year, right? They voted.
No, 2021.
2021.
Okay, all right. So, yeah, I think it's going to be more 13-3 record. I think that Saints game at home, they're going to win. Brady's going to find a way to win. They're going to lose at the Dome, but they're not going to lose at home. I don't think they're going to lose twice.
So, before the Brady to the Bucs, there was a big trade between the Houston Texans and then the Arizona Cardinals.
It was a robbery.
It definitely was a robbery.
Chill out, bro.
That was a robbery.
All right. So whatever you want to call it. What the heck happened, man? Like, I was trying to understand, how did the Texans want to move on from DeAndre Hopkins? At first, I thought they wanted to move on for him because they want to build more around Deshaun Watson. That's what I thought, that they were going to get first-round picks this year and next year, but it didn't happen. No first-round picks. The only thing they got was David Johnson from Cardinals.
Yep.
And come to find out that there was more stuff going behind the scenes between Bill O'Brien and DeAndre Hopkins. So before we jump into that, when the trade first came out, what were your guys' thoughts? Let's start with Mubashir.
WTF.
Highway robbery?
Yeah, it was bad. See, if it was like David Johnson and like a second round, I'll understand that more. But first of all, it was just confusing. Like, why are they getting rid of
Hopkins?
Yeah.
How
about you, Mossy?
First thing that said that Texans are rebuilding. I think that defense, Watts is out. I mean, that defense, Clowney's gone. So that team is falling apart. I mean, it kind of made sense if you paid attention what they've been doing a couple of years. They're just not passing that hump. And now with that deflated defense, you're going to have to play Watson. But shocking, I mean, robbery to the highest level. I'm sorry. David Johnson, and you sent a fourth-round pick, and you didn't get a first-rounder for Hopkins? Come on. Giants got a first-round for Odell. Hopkins, I'm sorry. He's more productive. He doesn't drop balls.
Didn't the Vikings get a first for Diggs?
Yes.
They got a lot. They robbed the Bills, but that's another topic. But, yeah, that's what I thought. Honestly, I thought that Texans are done. They're going to start rebuilding. That's why Mike's point before with Patriots makes sense. If he gets hit the market and we can get Trevor Lawrence. But, yeah, I think Texans are just going to go rebuild. That defense is done. How about you, Mike?
Look, man, I can't sit here and tell y'all it's a highway robbery because David Johnson has the potential to be a top 5 back in the NFL. He could have been trashed for all these other years. But if they, 2-3 years ago, no one was saying that about David Johnson. Everyone would die to have them on his team, to have him on their team. Think about that. If this guy can even come back as maybe 80% of himself, he's better than any running back that the Texans have ever had. Deshaun Watson had Travis Etienne back in Clemson. He's used to having a good back that can catch out the backfield and do his thing. That's what he's used to.
Mike, really quick.
Yeah.
Hold on, sorry. I'm going to really quick. Would you rather have Gurley right now or David Johnson?
I would rather have David Johnson right now.
What makes you say that? From 3 years, he hasn't done nothing.
Todd Gurley has knee issues and ankle issues.
What does Johnson has? He hasn't stayed healthy. Like I'm saying, just put yourself. Gurley is 1 year away from an MVP season and being the highest paid. All right, he had knee problems. David Johnson's been out for almost 3 years now. If I had a chance, I'm not giving up Hopkins, and I can sign Gurley for a year if you really wanted to back that bad. Why give up your best wideout to go get a running back? What are you doing there?
But David Johnson, I don't think they used him properly either. And this guy's offense,
he was overused. He was a running back. There was no wide receivers on the team. David Johnson was the wide receiver, the running back, the fullback, the block. He was every single thing that team needed. That team only put up points for 2 years because of David Johnson. Like, that's not going to happen in Houston. And on top of that, this draft is so loaded from top to bottom with wide receivers.
But you didn't get a first round.
DeAndre Hopkins. It doesn't matter. I have a first round pick on my own. Like, it doesn't matter.
But you give a fourth round pick on top of that.
And I gave you David Johnson. Like, if I was like, I gave
you DeAndre Hopkins. I'm sorry, but like, I gave you DeAndre Hopkins, one of the top receivers. You didn't even give me back a first rounder or a second rounder. It makes no sense. David Johnson is not comparable. If he had a good year last year, I could see it a little bit, but he hasn't shown you nothing in the past 2 years to assemble. Like Le'Veon Bell, think about that. Running backs fall off. It's
so
just
we're saying that
nature.
David Johnson has no talent.
He has talent. He doesn't have
first-round talent? David Johnson did have first-round talent?
I'm going to bet DeAndre Hopkins that David Johnson is going to come back after 3 years and give me a good year. Why are you going to diminish your offense if you're going to go get David Johnson? Even if he's David Johnson.
Bill O'Brien had an emotional – I'm not agreeing with what Bill O'Brien did. The stipulations of the trade, just from a talent perspective to me, make sense. Now, the reason why Bill O'Brien did it is a real – like – that was real shiesty. Like, that was a little bit too much. Like, you're wilding out.
Let's get to that. Let's talk about that.
Yeah, you lost by trading DeAndre Hopkins. Look at what Deshaun said on Twitter. Like, he heralded DeAndre Hopkins in that moment. Like, to compare him to Aaron Hernandez and, like, what was going on with that, like, that's totally different. Like, he was bugging out. I mean, we're not there, right? Like, we're just, like, outsiders looking in technically, like, reporting on this stuff and talking about it. But like, that's OD. And like,
but that just makes more sense that they gave up. They just got rid of him. It makes more sense once those things came out that this trade was just to trade him. They could have got better. They could have but they were just trying to get rid of him. That was not a good return at all for them. I don't think so.
I can't say you could have done anything else. You could have given him to the Patriots. Like, we're gonna sauce everybody. Jared Stidham. You could put, like you said, Mubashir at quarterback with DeAndre Hopkins, and like, we're gonna win
in the playoffs.
I would have traded Michelle for him and a fourth round pick and got a fourth round pick back. That would have not been bad.
I'm surprised other teams didn't hop on.
That's what
trade.
I'm saying. It made no sense.
I think it happened real quick. Like,
that's what I mean. Real quick. They found the first one, and they were good to go.
But that's crazy because so basically what Bill O'Brien said, according to Michael Irvin from the Cowboys, he said that Bill O'Brien told him he can't have his baby mamas around or something.
Yeah.
And then after that,
his baby moms is around.
Like, what? Time out. What are you saying, Bill O'Brien? And for him to be employed, that's crazy. I guess when your owner calls the players inmates, you could do whatever you want. Because the owner of the Texans a few years ago, I remember he said, "Oh, you can't have the inmates running the cell." But yeah, that trade. To be honest, if the Texans would have got back at least one first round pick from them, then of like maybe next year, yeah. But because they got so less, it's like, it's hard to back that trade up. Like, to say the Texans won that trade.
I mean.
Although I would say, like, I agree with Mike, there's so many wide receivers in this draft. You can potentially get another D-Hop because of the skill set that's in this draft. It's so loaded. And wide receivers, I think would I say their value is depreciating like running backs? I don't think so.
No, I think the league's getting more passive.
Yeah, it is. But I think wide receiver skills, like, dude, you could find a really good wide receiver in the second, third round.
But you didn't get a second pick.
No, that's the problem.
And you gave a fourth pick back. I'm talking about that pick that went back. made it even worse. The pick they sent. If they didn't send a pick and got David Johnson and the fourth rank, I understand. But they had to send a pick on top of that. I give you DeAndre Hopkins. You give me your broken running back, and you want me to send you a pick? I don't think. The pick made it worse.
All right, so let's talk about a team that we don't like, America's team, the Cowboys. What do you guys think? What do you think with Dak Prescott with the franchise tag? Should they extend him long term?
They keep playing with that man.
That's the
he gonna end up a New York Giant.
Nah, bro. Don't ever say that. Don't ever say that. I would not take him for pennies on the dollar. I don't care.
Yo, I mean, look, yo, they shored up everything around him, though. Like, we can't sit here and sneeze on Jerry. Like, they have Amari Cooper as their wide receiver. Like, they tagged him straight up. Like, tag that man. Cool. Got it. But, like, you do have, like, a top 10 wide receiver when he's not dropping the ball, when he actually has, like, a quarterback to throw to him. We saw that when him and Dak were linking up. Like, it was great. You got the running back. You still got your line. Like, next year, you got one guy to take care of. Like, just got to take care of Dak. Don't got to worry about nothing else. I'm going to pay him whatever, 13 mil. How much is he getting? Like 13, 16 mil or something like that?
He's getting 33.
Wow. So I'm going to give you your $33 million on the tag right now. And then we're going to I'm going to see you next time. And I'll give you that 4-year deal because I want you for 5 years. So we're going to work that out. Like, that makes sense to me. Like, I'm sorry. Like, as long as he gets paid next year, don't matter. Like, Jerry's going to look like a mad genius. You have Ezekiel Elliott, Amari Cooper, and Dak Prescott or unknown quarterback for the next 5 years. Like, give me that. I'll take that all day.
I think they have some trust issues with Dak. I feel it. Like, why are you not signing this man? You have signed Amari Cooper. They gave him that big contract, a 5-year contract. Zeke is getting paid. So all that's left is Dak. But there's a reason. There must be a reason that they just franchised him. Or I think initially he turned down the deal, right? The first.
They offered him a bigger deal than Goff and Wentz, and he turned it down.
Wow.
They said they offered him 5 years, but he wanted like a 4-year contract.
Because he wants to get paid again. He wants another contract.
Yeah. So it's not like they're not offering him good deals. He's just not.
I honestly, let me start off with saying, screw Amari Cooper. He killed me in the draft last year, all right? Dropping balls. Like, he killed me in the championship game. I mean, it's Dallas, right? This is what they do, guys. I mean, honestly, you pay everybody. I understand what you guys are saying. But you paid your running back that held out. You paid all your offensive line. You paid your wide receiver. The man that didn't complain, didn't hold out, showed up to practice, went through the season. He sees it as disrespect. You paid everybody, but the most important piece to your offense. You know what I mean? I wouldn't pay him, honestly. I wouldn't pay him, but you have no other option at this point. If this guy holds out or doesn't play, he cannot play. He can pull a Le'Veon Bell. Then what do? You know what I mean? If he feels really that disrespected, there will be teams out there to sign him. But this is so Cowboys, right? This is so Cowboys. How do you not pay your quarterback?
I don't think they probably don't trust them, bro.
But you have to listen. You're primed to go. You just spent overpaid for so many other positions, but you're not going to pay your quarterback and jeopardize the team you built. What are you going to go get another quarterback, Cena? The team is ready. Dak Prescott has shown that he can win games, but it's the Cowboys' way. Like, I really see it. It's just funny.
He can win games, but he doesn't win the big ones when it counts.
Ooh, that's true.
But then what are you going to do then? Then what are you going to do? What's the other option?
That's why I think they franchise tagged them so they could see what they're going to do this year. And if not, you never know. What if they could be in the bidding for Trevor Lawrence? What if they stink? It could happen. It could happen.
Hold on.
They were 8-8 this year, and think about it, they lost most of their defensive pieces too. They lost pieces. So
then why did you just?
They brought in a pass rusher, though.
You just paid everybody though that your team is ready. You can't tank. You cannot be even in consideration to be.
I'm not saying they're gonna
Trevor
tank.
Lawrence.
I'm not saying they're gonna tank. I'm just saying maybe they don't believe in Dak.
Yeah, Patriots are like the only team that allowed to talk about Trevor Lawrence.
You already know he's already the Patriots quarterback of the future. Like, don't even try. We 0-17, baby. 0-16, baby. Let's go.
I don't know. They should have paid the man. I think they should have paid him because the way you paid everybody else, you basically told your fan bases we're ready, we're going for a championship. If you didn't, then you should have held out on paying these other pieces around him as well.
Do you think Dak is a franchise quarterback?
On that team, yeah.
Honestly, last year, talent-wise, they should have won the Super Bowl. How do you not? You have one of the best O-line. You have a great defense. I mean, can you say it was Dak or it was Zeke? Like, there was a lot. I think it was coaching. I think it was the coach. If they had a good coach in that position, they're the most talented overall offensive line, defense, wide receiver, running back, quarterback. If you put a great overall, they have one of the best overall talent on paper.
But
they needed a coach, and they didn't have that. And Jerry's stubborn to take a step back and let somebody else run it.
Well, now you got Mike McCarthy in there.
Well, we're going to see what he's going to do. But, again, if he holds out, what do you do?
Yeah, nobody cares about this team anyways, so let's move on.
All right. Well, there's so many more topics to get into, but we got to go with like one last topic, and then we could talk more about it with the upcoming weeks because of the other players that got signed. This one was interesting to me. Phillip Rivers to the Colts, man. Because Jacoby Brissett, like, what do you do with him? Didn't they just give him like a contract? So what's going to happen there with the Colts? Do you guys think the Colts is a team that could compete and possibly challenge for an AFC championship? I think you guys.
They got DeForest Buckner now from the Niners. That's going to solidify their D-line.
Mm-hmm.
So it gives their who's their linebacker again? They're really talented.
I forget the kid's name.
A rookie defensive player, right?
Yeah, he's really solid. Oh my God. Was it Darius Leonard?
Mike, who's this kid's name?
Which one? For the Chargers?
Colts.
I think it's Darius Leonard, no?
Yeah, it is. The linebacker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think with Buckner controlling the D-line, he's going to be able to go sideline to sideline.
Or he's going to eat. That's going to be easy. That defense is going to be crazy.
Uh-huh. That offensive line is crazy, too.
If T.Y. Hilton can stay healthy.
And that's an issue for that team. They don't, outside of T.Y. Hilton, they don't have another weapon like that. And they don't have Eric Ebron anymore either.
Well, they
also didn't really have a quarterback, though. That, like, Brissett was throwing Hilton into the fire. Like, he was like Hilton was getting rocked, but those balls weren't great. He was just making awesome catches. Like, that team's going to be super different under a Rivers tutelage. Like, that's going to be a totally different team.
If you're playing in a dome, I think Rivers going to play a lot better.
Yeah, and he has offensive line. He's not getting sacked. Think about last year. He was getting chased all year, and he could barely run. Like, he was getting chased.
I think they may have the best line, or at least top 5.
Colts, yeah, they definitely have a good line.
Yeah. Top 3.
So we got Dallas. Maybe, I guess they're second, right? Dallas. Indianapolis, who would be? I don't know who's their offensive line. That's that great.
Niners.
That's it.
Yeah. The Ravens. They're not bad either.
Baltimore's pretty good. Yeah.
Baltimore's pretty solid.
Saints.
All right, so we'll leave it there.
Giants.
Yeah, after this draft.
Daniel Jones.
You guys always picking on the Giants. All right, so we'll leave it here for now. There's so much more to get into next time. We'll talk about where Cam is going to go. Where do the Patriots go from here? What are we looking for in the draft? More on the coronavirus. So there's so much to get into. Everyone at home, stay tuned. We're going to produce more content for you. So stay safe, stay clean, social distance, folks.
Wash your hands.
Wash your hands, stay home.
All right, until next time. Peace out.
Peace.